Tristan Northland moved around his room, picking things up and depositing them in an open suitcase on his bed. He paused to skim the contents: clothes, shoes, his grandmother's book of shadows, his own leather-bound journal, and a small, intricately carved wooden box that contained various stones, crystals, and a few precious tools carefully wrapped in silk. He had an entire armoire of spelled materials and reference books that stood in the corner of his workroom, but he couldn't transport everything he might need across the ocean. What he had packed was indispensable. He was fairly certain he would find the rest of what he needed in New York. William walked into the room, watching his brother lost in thought as he stared into his suitcase. If it were me, there would be at least 6 bags. Tristan's reverie snapped, and he laughed at his twin, pulling him into a tight hug and touching their foreheads together, their dark curls falling forward like a curtain, shielding the private moment. "I think your hair has gotten even longer than mine," Will commented. "Are you sure you want to do this?" Tristan zipped the suitcase closed, sitting on the bed beside it. "I really don't feel like I have a choice. Our ancestor is responsible for the Sterling family bearing a terrible, terrible curse for almost half a millennium. If there is even a slight chance that I can break it, I have to try." "You should at least write first, see if he wants you to come." Tristan shook his head. "No, I don't want to give him the chance to say no. He has much reason to distrust the Northland family name. I'm hoping it will be harder to turn me away to my face than to shred a letter." Pulling his twin to his feet, William hugged Tristan close. "Be careful. I fear what would happen to me if I lost the other half of my soul." Tristan looked seriously into his brother's eyes. They had always been closer than normal siblings, or even twins, reading each other's thoughts and feelings. They shared the blessing of their grandmother's gifts. William had the sight and Tristan the ability to channel the power of natural elements. They were the first set of twins to be born into the Northland family since the pair that had cursed the Sterling line. It seemed poetically just that one of them would break the curse, just as one of the first set had cast it. New York Colony, 1668. Edward Northland ran through the woods, shaking and sweating with fear. The scent of dark magic was thick in the air. He could feel his twin's anger, her broken heart hardened by the betrayal of her lover. Praying he would be in time, he followed the magnetic pull of powerful magic. "Please, please, don't do this," he beseeched his twin through their bond, praying to an impressive list of deities to intercede before it was too late. Anne had always scoffed at his love of books and research, having a much more natural approach to their gifts. The trees thinned as he approached the clearing, allowing the silver light of midsummer's full moon to fall on the forest floor. He could hear his sister's voice, harsh and cold, so unlike her usual jovial tone. The smoke coming from the clearing was so heavy with the scent of herbs and dark magic that his eyes burned. He gasped as her chanting to raise power turned into the words of an intricately designed curse. "Anne, no," he called, but she did not heed him. She stood in the center of the clearing, surrounded twice by circles of stones and trees. He fell to his knees, unwilling to break her circle of protection. With the evil powers she was calling, to leave her unprotected almost assuredly meant her death. His eyes drifted to her belly, swollen with child. What would the evil she's raising do to the innocent unborn babe? "You will curse us all," he yelled in desperation. "He deserves eternal damnation. One life isn't enough pain. I'll curse him as he cursed us," Anne replied. Picturing the face of her lover in the flames leaping from the cauldron in front of her, she dropped a handkerchief bearing his seed into the fire, followed by a handful of carefully blended herbs. With a quick, precise motion, she cut the palm of her hand, adding her blood,